You dream every night, whether you remember your dreams or not. And your dreams aren't random. They are precious gifts from your unconscious mind that offer guidance to your waking life. And our ancestors knew this. Throughout history, dreams were honored as sources of valuable insights, but modern living has trained us to ignore them. But today, we are going to change that. In this video, I'm going to show you how to reconnect with your dream life by keeping a dream journal. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Anajuma. I offer guided journaling experiences for people who feel overwhelmed by modern living and are looking for more calm and clarity in their lives. So if this sounds like you, I would love for us to stay connected here or on Instagram, and I would love to get to meet you in one of our upcoming journaling sessions. I believe that dream journaling is one of the most powerful practices that you can do for your personal growth and healing. I haven't really opened these conversations online before, but I consider dream journaling to be one of my secret superpowers because they have helped me to understand who to trust, to have glimpses of the future before it happens, to find closure in relationships, to guide my career, my creative work, and to access information that otherwise I wouldn't. And I know that I'm not alone in this. Dreams have shaped music, science, and inventions for centuries. For example, did you know that Paul McCartney first heard the melody of the song Yesterday in a dream? Or that James Cameron's inspiration for the movie Avatar comes from a dream he had when he was 19. Dreams can unlock insights that logic alone can't reach. They speak in images, in stories, in feelings, in symbols. And if you have read the science fiction novel Dune or watched the films, you might remember this line: dreams are messages from the deep. It's your inner world calling your name and trying to establish contact with you. And the simplest way to start listening is by writing them down. And to start dream journaling, it helps to understand that there are three main stages in your dream work. The first one is to remember your dreams. The second is to capture your dreams. And the third stage is to reflect on your dreams. So now let's go one by one. Most people, they get stuck on the first stage, remembering your dreams. And brain scans even show that people who say they don't dream, they actually do. It's just that they don't remember their dreams. And so the issue here is not that dreams aren't happening, it's just that we forgot how to remember them and how to relate to our dream world. But the good news is that remembering your dreams isn't a fixed talent that you're born with, it's a skill. And like any other skill, it can be improved with intention and practice. Research by Michael Schedel, who has studied dream recall frequency since the early 90s and runs the sleep laboratory at the Central Institute of Mental Health in Germany, has shown that there are two easy ways to improve your dream recall. The first one is, not surprisingly, by keeping a dream journal. And the second one is to cultivate a positive attitude towards your dream self. And the idea here is that your dream recall is shaped by how much attention and interest you give to your dreams by writing them down, by talking about them with someone that you trust, and by knowing that your dreams have the best interest for you at heart, even when it creates nightmares. In practice, one way to foster dream recall is by setting an intention before sleep. So you can say silently or out loud, I'm open to remembering my dreams. Now in this video, I'm covering the foundations of dream journaling, but if you would like to go deeper into this practice, I'm currently exploring creating a full dream journaling course. If that interests you, join the waitlist below so I know if this is an idea for me to move forward with. The second stage of dream journaling is to capture your dreams, and the number one rule is to wake up slowly and stand still as you wake up. And why? Because according to the interference hypothesis, which is a theory in human memory, our dream memory is very fragile. It lives in a different state of consciousness than your waking logical mind. And so, as soon as you move and turn on the lights or check your phone and see some notifications, which so many of us do, your dream memory is likely to fade. And that's why it's so important for you to stay still for a moment before you engage with the outside worlds. And by the way, if you're curious, all the studies and research that I'm mentioning in this video, you can find more information about it in the description below. So now, once you become aware of your dream memory, your job is very simple, is to become a professional dream catcher and capture your dream before it disappears. And for that, there are 3 different methods that you can use. The first one is to write it down in a notebook or dream journal. If you choose this method, keep the journal on your bedside table so you can write immediately after waking without moving too much. The second method is to type it on your phone, and this is my go-to method, and it works for me because I have already developed the habit of writing my dreams as soon as I wake up in my notes app. I have an iPhone, and I also always keep my phone on airplane mode as I sleep, and I barely have any notifications. And then the third method is to record it as a voice note. And this method can be particularly helpful if you're still half asleep and writing feels difficult. And so you can record it with your phone. There are many apps out there. And you can also dictate directly on your notes app in your iPhone. Now, in this stage, you're not trying to analyze or find meaning in your dreams. Your focus is just to preserve the memory, and you can write 2 or 3 lines about what happened and how you felt. You can also just write keywords. For example, they might include emotions or someone's name or feeling words or just any dream fragments that come to the surface as you wake up. And if you don't remember anything, it's still important that you actually write on your dream journal that you don't remember anything. And why? Because you want to train your mind to hold onto dream material. And over time, your mind begins to recognize that your dreams are worth remembering, and therefore your dream recall naturally improves. The third stage is to reflect on your dreams, and this happens after you wake up and get out of bed, and it can be in the morning or later in the day. Now, there are different journaling techniques that you can use to reflect on and to relate to your dreams, including several that we explore in the Journal to the Self course. But to help you begin your dream journaling practice, I want to share a simple template that you can use right away. This template is called the 2020 Night Vision Template, created by Teresa Chong, the author of this book, The Dream Cure, that I read earlier this year. And here's how it works. You begin by writing today's date. And in therapeutic writing, we often say that in journaling there are no rules, but if there is only one guideline for you to follow, is to always write the date of your entry. And why? Because it allows you to track patterns over time, which I find is one of the most special aspects of journaling as a wellness practice, especially compared to other practices such as yoga, meditation, and breathwork. Then the second part of the template is for you to write the feelings on waking, because sometimes the emotional tone of the dream is even more important than the storyline. The third part is to write keywords or symbols, so you can include images, you can include places or people or archetypes or really anything that stands out. The fourth part is to write dream themes, for example, transformation or fear or conflict, or perhaps is a specific relationship that you keep dreaming about. And then the last part is your dream space, and this is where you're going to give your dream a title so you can summarize everything in only a few words, and I'll tell you later why this is helpful. And you can also explore your dream using different journaling techniques, such as the dialogue. Maybe it is stream of consciousness, maybe it is list making, maybe it is clustering. There are so many out there. Now, according to Teresa, it's important that you use this template for a minimum of 20 days or 20 dreams. So you just get into the habit of recording your dreams and you begin to actually enjoy the process of establishing this connection with your dream self. And then after the 20th dream mark, you can begin to explore possible interpretations or meanings. Now, personally speaking, when I started keeping a dream journal, the one that I showed you previously, I kept it very simple. So I also would like to share more about how I actually created and kept my dream journal, because I've tried before, not very successfully, and so I'm excited to share with you what actually worked for me. So the first tip that I have is to choose a small journal. So if you are using a physical notebook, this is an example of a small journal or a pocket size journal. And the psychology behind it is that we want to reduce overwhelm as much as possible. Because when a journal feels too big or too perfect, it becomes intimidating. But when it's small and approachable, it makes it easy for you to reach out and just write a few lines. The second tip is for you to number every page of your dream journal, and at the beginning keep a table of contents where you write the title of your dreams. You see, your dream journal becomes a book of your inner world and a map of your unconscious mind. So by having titles and by creating a table of contents, it becomes much easier for you to organize that information and also to go back and read old entries as needed for you to reflect on them later. And the third tip is to go easy on yourself. And what I mean by that is that sooner or later, your consistency will fade. It happened to me, it will happen to you. It's just human. And actually, practices like dream journaling, they reflect the ebb and flow of life. And so there will be periods that you'll be more consistent than others, and that is only natural. The important thing is to simply return to the practice when you can. And one strategy that has worked really well for me is that I actually keep capturing my dreams on my phone, not every day, but at least weekly. And then sometimes after 2 or 3 weeks, I actually copy them and explore them on my dream journal. And what I discovered is that there is a benefit to it, because when you return to your dreams after some time has passed, you can begin to review them together and notice patterns like recurring symbols or themes that might not have been obvious in the moment. So if you miss a few days, don't worry. Dream journaling is not about perfection, it's about building an ongoing relationship with yourself. Now, in this video, we're not going to explore dream interpretation. While there are guidelines that help you explore dream symbolism, I believe that a lot of meaning from our dreams is actually deeply personal. So if you would like to gain more insights on your personal meaning from your dreams, there are techniques that you can use on the page to explore that for yourself. And so if you're interested, I invite you to join the waitlist for the dream journaling course that I'm currently developing. It will be offered both as a self-paced course and also as a group cohort, so we get to meet each other and stay accountable in this journey of dream journaling. To conclude, dreams don't happen to you. They are created for you and by you with your best interest in mind. They reveal what's beneath the surface. So you're being given guidance to your waking life. And this is not about being mystical. It's actually about tapping into the intelligence of your unconscious minds. So tonight, if you're curious, place a notebook by your bed, set an intention before sleep, and begin this conversation with your inner worlds. And you might be surprised by what it has to say, but if you need to sleep on it, I also understand. Sweet dreams, and I'll see you in our next video.